everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Today's video is my completed page video for the month of July 2025. So I'm just going to show you guys what I was able to color this month, what I didn't get colored, and just show you a couple of things that I actually ended up purchasing. So I haven't opened them yet because they literally just came and I got them off Temu, but I'm just going to show you really quick. I bought some white acrylic paint pens because I don't know, I just needed some white ones, but these are brush tip, so we'll see how they work. And then I bought Langu color painting gel pens, a shiny style, special shining multicolor. So I have no idea what these guys are gonna look like. Yeah, so they look like they have a decent color range. There's 24 colors, so we'll see how these guys end up looking. And then I bought the 30 acrylic painting gel pen. And actually, these I'm going to open really quick because I'm just curious to see what they look like. I know that there's a couple of styles of these pens. And I'm just curious to take a look because the image on the side isn't really giving a good... So let's take a look. And all of this I purchased off of Temu. So I'm not sure if you can get them on Amazon. I'm pretty sure you can. Okay, it flips up open like this. You have a color card here. This is 54 colors. And let's look at this. Oh, goodness. Let's look at this blue. And it looks like it's a ballpoint pen. So that's actually what I was kind of curious about. And let's just see. So they're 3D. But they're kind of writing. It's not a smooth flow. I don't know if you could see that. They're kind of coloring like the Langu gel pens. I'm not seeing anything 3D like the glaze pens or anything like that. But we'll see. And I'm not sure if we can take this top off, if that would help with the flow. But we'll see. So I'm going to let that dry and I'm going to see if it ends up being 3D or if it's just like a regular Langu gel pen, just a thicker size. So we'll see. And there's 54 colors. A nice range of colors. So we'll see. I'm not sure if I'm going to use them in color by number books. It's going to really depend on if I can get them to flow a little bit better by taking that cap off like the thinner pens, or if I'm just going to use them for journaling and stuff like that. So we're going to see. We're going to check it out, but I just wanted to see what those look like. And it doesn't look like it's drying like a 3D. It actually looks like it's drying like any other Langu or Mocha gel pen. So that's that. All right. So let's get started. Let me show you guys what I ended up coloring. I have like one or two whips. I'll show you the two. All right, so I'm currently having a whip going on. This is Cottage Friends. I always end up having whips in here, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to get to finishing it. I just don't know if I'm going to get to finishing it in July. But I did start coloring this page here, this cute little page, and it's just really alcohol markers, and that's about it right now. Yeah, so it's a work in progress, kind of one of those things where I just need 2 seconds to unwind. I'll just pop in and color like a tree or a duck, a chicken or whatever. Yeah, so this is just probably going to take me through August. So it's just one whip I have going on, but I plan to finish this in August. And then I have a whip in Dark Fairy Tales. So this is my second copy. This is the one published by Lomart. Now, in the past, some of Kirby's books have had the U.S. edition print copies, and some of his books tend to kind of come apart at certain various points of their use, and I just gravitate more towards the Loam Art publication, the UK ones. So when the book first came out and I pre-ordered it, I just pre-ordered the US edition, but since I wasn't really liking a couple images I colored in there, I went back onto Amazon and I ordered the Loam Art publication. Now, whether or not they've changed how the US books are, you know, hold up, I don't really know, but I'm just going to continue to purchase the Loam Art when I can, just due to personal experiences I've had with some of the other books. And I decided to start coloring, so I decided to start coloring this Wizard of Oz page, double page spread. Originally I thought, all right, you know what, I'm just going to do this side and then gravitate to this side, but then I was like, I don't really want to keep the colors out or keep a log because I'm not looking to do these super fast. So I decided my best course of action would be to just take my time and color it. So I'm trying really hard to take my time in this book because I kind of want to enjoy the coloring, and I, unlike the first copy where I kind of didn't like a couple pages, I'm trying not to go that route. In this book, I'm trying to plan a little bit more with my images and my colors and how I want things to go. I think I was just super excited when it first came out and I just dove right in without like a plan. But I do find this book to be one of his more detailed books, and busier. His images are a little bit busier. So just kind of taking my time, and when the mood strikes me, picking an element and coloring it. So hoping this will be finished by August though. So you might see this at the end of August in my completed page video, but for now, this was my July whip, and this was in Dark Fairy Tales by Kirby Rosanes. I also have a whip and some completed pages and my project focus book, 50 mythical minis. So if you saw my coloring plan video, I showed you guys a whip that I do have going on in here. So I have the nine-tailed fox as a whip, and I just kind of picked a blue marker blindly without really looking at swatching it, and it kind of came out a little darker than I really wanted. So I just kind of was like, so I stopped coloring it. Plus my marker in the background was drying up. But I'm going to go back to it. I'm going to lighten it up with some Prismacolor pencils, and I'm going to complete this. So this is my July whip, which I'm going to hopefully finish in August. But I did color some pages in August. In July. I just need to see, because it seems I didn't really mark them. And I thought I colored more than one, but I definitely colored this page here. It was marked. Okay. I colored, and this was part of my plan. It was something I thought maybe I would want to color in July when I made my plans for July video, and I did. And I kind of just went with a nice, relaxing, muted color palette, just kind of reused some colors, and I just had a lot of fun coloring this. I put the circle around him, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. And this, I believe, is Ohuhu markers. Yeah, I color with these with Ohuhu markers. Sometimes I go between my Ohuhu and my small set of Cali Art, depending on what, because a lot of my Ohuhus are drying up now. But yeah, so I had a lot of fun coloring this, and that was pretty much it. Yeah, so that was the only one I got to in July. Yeah, so then because I just saw it sticking back here, I'm going to show you guys. All right, so this was July for 50 mythical minis. My completed page, and I did try and do some glaze for the eyes, but the pen kind of was a little clogged because I hadn't used it in a while, so it wasn't as smooth or as glossy as I like. So at some point I'll try and go back over that and smooth it out a little bit. And this page that I had flagged here, it was just another idea that I might want to color in July, but I didn't get to it. So that is 50 mythical minis by Camilla Angelcova, and this is on my list for August, so I need to put it in a different pile. I'm running out of room around me. How many times I straighten up my desk area, it always gets messed up again. So I wanted to try something, and it was an epic fail, but I'm going to show you guys. I wanted to try coloring a PDF page with diamonds, like rhinestone diamonds from like diamond painting. So I ordered some really cheap, inexpensive drills off of Amazon. Like, I think it was like a 5-pack just of like certain colors. And I had this Astro Kawaii PDF page, and I thought I would start, you know, I would just glue them down and see how it came out. And I didn't like the way it came out. I am pretty sure there is an amazing way to do this. I have not figured it out yet. It is not something I'm delving into right now. I just wanted to, for like, you know, just fun, just see how it would go. Clearly there's a learning curve, because in order to get the shape, I guess the diamonds have to go a certain way and whatnot. I'm thinking it would be super fun to do. But for now, it's not something I want to take on. It would be another project, and I'd probably have to buy a bunch of supplies that I really don't want to spend the money on right now. I thought if I can make it work with these little ones, it would be good. But yeah, so it didn't come out the way I planned. But we'll see. We'll see. Down the line, no time soon, I'll Google and YouTube some videos of how people do it. And then it might be something I want to, you know, pursue and add to my coloring pages within the month, but not right now. It was just a quick little, let me see where it goes, and I didn't like where it went, so we're just not gonna go back to that anytime soon. I did color, so I did my random picks for July with a color wheel, and I believe it picked out Tropigoth, so I was able to color Tropigoth image. So I have the PDF version of Tropigoth, and this was the page that I selected and that I ended up coloring. So this was all alcohol marker and just a very little Prismacolor shading. Yeah, and it was relaxing. It was quick, it was easy, and I just kind of colored it pretty quickly. So I have another Tropigoth image page colored, and that was good because I haven't really picked this book up in a really long time, so it was pretty good that the generator picked it out. I did have fun doing it, so I'm just going to stick it back in its little protective sleeve because it's going to go back into the PDF book list that I have. This has to go here, this has to go here. I'm just trying to make room again. All right. Another generator. So I actually did get to, if you watched my coloring plan video for July, my goodness, the images, I mean, the books that the wheel generated, I actually ended up coloring in a lot more of them than I thought I was going to. And one of the ones that it picked was the Romantic Country, the first one by Erie. And I had gone through it and said, I think I was going to color this page with some trees, and I ended up doing that. So I ended up coloring this page here, and it was very relaxing to color. It is all Inktense markers only. I mean, Inktense pencils only, with a little bit of acrylic paint pen. So I kind of went down in my Inktense, which I really like how they perform in this book. I think that they blend very well, and then going over it with like the pencil dry, it kind of, I like the way they perform, but I blend them with a clear alcohol marker. I don't blend them with water. So this was this was very fun and very relaxing. And then I just kind of added some white pen for the water, gel pen, and acrylic paint pen to add some flowers on the grass, and then just to color in these flowers here on the side. I was going to outline them in white, or maybe a darker color of the color I made them, but I decided I didn't want to. And then I was going to add some berries in these bushes, but I just decided not to. I was also going to outline the trees with an acrylic marker, an acrylic paint pen, just to break them up a little bit, but I was kind of done after this and I stopped. And then I just used distressed inks and a cloud stencil for the background, for the sky. But yeah, it was fun. To me, it was just like a nice autumn, not autumn, but you know when the summer's going into autumn and you get those nice, not hot, but not cool days, just like different scents in the air. Like, I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about, but anyway, to me, that's what this was like. So, and I'm happy I got this done. This page here is calling out to me, and I didn't add it to my list or anything for August, but I'm not opposed to maybe starting it and seeing if I, you know, end up coloring it or if it's a whip for August, but we'll see. But yeah, so this is one of the pages I got to color for July, and super happy with how it came out. And I'm not sure, but that may have been, yeah, that was my first page colored. So I actually was able to color in an untouched book. So that was very fun. So I got one untouched book colored in July. Another book that was randomly picked by my generator wheel was Cute Witches by Jade Summer. And where I usually veto the holiday or the seasonal ones, I decided to keep it. And I ended up coloring this page here, which I didn't think was too seasonal. It was just a witch going for a ride. It wasn't like anything else on Halloween. And it was just a relaxing alcohol marker coloring. I added some gold Signo, and I think for this book, because I actually really had some fun doing it, I'm going to go by colors, and like I'm calling her the Green Witch. And I think when I pick the witches out in here, I'm going to color them a specific color, and maybe I will randomly have the color picked, like, you know, red or purple or whatever, and then just color whatever they're wearing or their skin or their hair, or, you know, but most of them in that color. So she's the Green Witch. So I have to make a little note so I know that going forward coloring in this book, the witches are going to be colored in by a color theme. But yeah, so it was a lot of fun. It was easy coloring, and I did very little shading with the colored pencils in the bushes and stuff. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so, and I'm noticing that there are some things, her eyes are picking up a shine, and that's because I did put the glaze, Sakura glaze over her eyes and on the reins. But yeah, it was super fun coloring this page, nice and easy. So I'm glad I got to do that. So far I was doing pretty well with all the picks that, you know, random picks. All right, next up, another pick. These are previously colored pages. Let me just take them out of the book for a second. Why aren't they coming out? Hang on one second. Oh, that's great. Okay. So it was this was picked by the wheel, and it was A Cat's World by Teresa Goodridge. So I was actually happy when I picked it because I don't really color in my Creative Haven books, and the one that I was focusing on at one point happened to have been this one. So originally I was pulling out the pages, photocopying them, and then coloring them in on their own. But then I decided to try something a little different and base the image with Tombows and then color and shade over it by not ripping the page out of the book. And I was pleasantly surprised with the results, and I enjoyed it immensely. So I think I found a new way to color in these books by basing them with Tombows and then going over them with colored pencils. So I believe I went over this with Albert Duer's dry, because I do have polychromos too, but I don't have a full set, and I happen to have the Albert Duer's out in a more accessible place, so I just reached for those. And this was a lot of fun. It was super fun. Believe it or not, the Tombows did kind of go through. Now I'm second guessing if I used Tombows or if I used marker. I thought they were Tombows. I could have sworn they were Tombows. Okay, I think they were. I think I'm lying. I think I used alcohol markers. So either way, I was pleasantly happy with how they came out. And I'm going to continue doing that for this book. I may try the Tombows, but the alcohol markers were perfectly fine. They worked perfectly well. And then it left me less to use my pencils because I don't like how my colored pencils perform in this book. So yeah, so my mistake, it was alcohol markers and then shaded with pencil. So yeah, and then again, I used some of the black Sakura glaze to go over some of the things on the books. I used a gold gel pen. Where am I? Here we are. I don't know if you could see it, if it's coming out. Well, anyway, this is in gold. It's not picking up the shine. And then anything in black was the black glaze pen. And this was a lot of fun. So I'll probably be back in this book with some alcohol marker and tackling a couple more pages. So lots of fun. I actually really enjoyed coloring that page. And I didn't think I was going to, and I actually thought I wasn't going to get to this book. I wasn't going to want to, but I did. I really tried to color in the books that that was picked. All right, so this was Creative Haven. It's a Cat's World, and this is this particular one is by Teresa Goodrich. She's my favorite artist by Creative Haven, and if I do purchase any more Creative Haven books, it will only be ones by Teresa. Keeping up with the books that were picked, Tenderful Enchantments was picked, and I actually colored the page. I ended up coloring this page, and it was quite fun. So this was the page I based in Tombow brush pens. So this was based with Tombows, and even though they were based with Tombows, they do have some ghosting on the other side. So it's not fully like didn't go through. I did have a protective paper just in case, and then I shaded over with Prismacolor pencils. I can get rid of this now. Yeah. And then I shaded over with Prismacolor pencils, and I added a cloud stencil in the background. And I used some Ohuhu glitter markers for the bug. And some of these little flowers here. And I had a good time coloring this. It was relaxing. I was watching TV, and, you know, I just based everything and then just went in and colored. And it was fun. So this was a lot of fun. And I got to color another page in the Clara Markova book, Tenderful Enchantments. This was a focus book at one point for me, so I'm kind of glad I got another page in here. A new purchase that I purchased at the beginning of July was 30 Spellbound Fanciful Cave Scenes. So I either got this in the end of June or July, I don't know, but I did not color in it. There were some images in here I liked, and I thought maybe I would color in it, but I didn't. I never got to it. So I just thought I'd show you guys, because I can't remember if I did show you guys. Another page colored from what was randomly selected was in Coloring with Your Octopus by Brian Kessinger. I absolutely love this book, and I colored this page here, and it was a lot of fun. Very good paper. I used my Prismacolors in here, but I think I used two types of pencils in here, and I can't remember what. Prismacolor for sure, and maybe some Inktense. But then I think I ended up the majority. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, so because I was trying to color with different mediums, based with Tombow, but not everything. I know I based the treasure trunks with Tombow. I based her purple clothing with Tombow, and some of the rocks with Tombow, and then I went over everything with Prismacolor pencils. Yes, Prismacolor pencils. And I had a lot of fun. I always make her look a little different with her hair or whatnot. The octopus, I usually, keeping up with the theme, I think I usually either make him this color or I make him this color here. So, but it's a lot of fun. This book is so fun. I really enjoy this book. So, and then I use the cloud stencil for the background too, because there's a lot of open space in these books, and I don't like that. So I usually go in with a cloud stencil to just wrap it up. Like something like this, I might border off instead. But when it's like this, with this, because it's a long book, I usually just go in with a cloud stencil for the sky. And that was a lot of fun. See, like this one I actually didn't do a background with, but I felt like there was just a lot going on, so I just left it as is. And this one I actually made the background. I had washi tape that looked like a wall, and I kind of just painstakingly cut it around the images and put it in. That took a lot of time, and I don't know if I'd ever do that again. But yeah, so this is Coloring with Your Octopus. If you guys, I always say this when I show this book, He has storybooks too, so if you're ever interested in the coloring book and you're looking for it on Amazon, just make sure you're getting the coloring book one, not like the storybook one. Reptoloids is my project book, and I usually buddy color up with Christina from Christina's Art Corner. And we colored this page here. I picked it this month. So I base it with Ohuhu markers, and then I just shade with Prismacolor pencils. I added the volcano. It was just a mountain, but I made it into a volcano, and I gave him some fire. I made him a fire-breathing dragon. I thought he should be, because this guy was menacing him, so he deserved to have some fire. So I made him a fire-breathing dragon. At the time I'm filming this, I don't have Christina's, but let me show you hers if she ended up sending it to me. Before I post my August video, I will show you hers here. And I always look forward to Christina's because we color things so differently, and it's just so much fun. Usually she does some great blending with her alcohol markers, and she always picks great color schemes. I usually keep things pretty much inside the box, but I do have fun coloring in these books. So, and that was July, and this is Reptoloids. One of my favorite books. I actually have a few copies of this one and Reptoloids too. And then the last book I have to show you guys. Oh, is it the last book? Yeah, then I can show you something else. Okay, so 50 Dragon Theme Minis. I love this book so much, and I have a really good time coloring in this book. It's relaxing, and it's just one of my favorites. So I colored this page here, the little dragon toasting his popcorn. And that was very much fun. And I just kind of keep it simple. I just go in with alcohol markers and shade with alcohol markers. And sometimes I feel maybe I need to shade a little bit with a pencil. But this one was just clear alcohol markers. I also colored this one here. His ice cream was melting. But there was a little bit of, I don't know, something going on with this page. So I tried to add like dots on him. And it didn't get the effect that I wanted it to, so I don't really like how he came out. But aside from that, it was pretty fun coloring this page. I had fun, so that was fun. And did I color a third page? I did. This page was the other one. So I got to color 3 pages in here. This one was a lot of fun. I added this background here. There's a little spray of acrylic paint with a toothbrush in the background. And yeah, that was it. Easy peasy coloring. This book is just relaxing and just a lot of fun and a good time. And I don't know what pages I will be coloring in here in August, but as you can see, I average like 2 to 3 pages a month. It just depends on my mood and what page calls out to me. So yeah, lots of fun. And I have colored quite a few pages in here already. Had some accidents as well. Like I dropped an ink pad here right on it. Yeah, just a lot of fun, This book is very cute. One of my favorites by her. This one and 50 Mythical Minis are my favorite books by her. So yeah, I'm enjoying the process. And that's 50 Dragon Themed Minis. So this is going to go back in the pile to color for next month. And I just want to show you guys. I can get it out over here. I did not color in any Matchstick Mouse book. And that was also, I have a project book, which I even forgot to post in my August coloring plan video, Matchstick Mouse Spring. And I need to color it because I have to finish that book this year. But this is a new purchase. This just came in. This is the Coloriage Mystère. This is the horse book, and it's only 50 pages, this one, and you get this color tracker here, which is great, because I did have a separate book for it, but now I'm just writing my colors here. I did start to color this page here, but I stopped. I'm just going to show you guys a little bit of the background, the back pages. So there's 50 pages, and it's just basically the Disney characters with, you know, the horses, their horse companions, or the popular famous horses that were in the video. I mean, in the movie, in the show, whatever. You know what I mean. But I haven't really didn't dive into this yet. I picked out all my colors for this and I have them to the side. But however, I am now diamond painting in bed. I used to color by number in bed and listen to an audiobook, but now I'm diamond painting. So I'm taking a little break from the color by numbers, but this one was pre-ordered and did come in July. So I did end up, you know, just starting it. And in case I don't feel like diamond painting, I did pick out, like I said, I picked out my colors. That way, if I do want to just do something else relaxing, I could just, you know, finish this page. And as you can see, I started coloring this page. So I'll finish that. And this is just the Ganguna acrylic markers and Langu gel pens. And this is the newer one, the horse one. And I purchased this off Amazon France. I pre-ordered it and then it came to me in July. And that's pretty much it. I did not get to my R.J. Hampson Forest song, which I believe was picked for me by my generator. I thought maybe I would color in another Eerie book. I didn't get to it. I did want to do a 3D mandala. I didn't get to that. I didn't get to a Whip in Spirit Animals by Hannah Carlson. There are just, you know, things I did not get to. And I believe that the Camilla D'Errico Mythical Beast was picked out in July for me, but I did not color it in. I just didn't, it wasn't calling out to me, so I didn't color in it. Going back to this, yes, it says 3D, but it dried like a regular Langu gel pen. So that's good for me to know. I can use it in my color by number books. But that's it. It wasn't a ton of completed pages, but it was a good time. So July was a good time. And I'm looking really forward to all of my pages in August to color because I really like all the books that were picked out and I've got some good coloring ideas for them. And that's pretty much it. So I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody ended up coloring in July. And until then, I'll talk to you guys and see you guys soon.